Story 2. Tunnels, Trout and Trouble. There was uproar at the sheds. The noise was awful, as every engine complained, grumbled and shouted. Interestingly enough, one engine, a certain green one, was missing. The Fat Director soon arrived to stop the noise. "What's going on here?" he demanded. The engines all looked at each other. Thomas the tank engine decided to speak up. "What's the point of shutting Henry in that tunnel?" he asked crossly. "I understand he was being foolish, but what about the rest of us? What are we meant to do with one of our own missing?" "Ha, I can manage," interjected Gordon. "Henry was always breaking down anyway." "Even so," Edward spoke up, "we don't have many engines on this railway. We need all the help we can get." "I understand your feelings," said the Fat Director. "I assure you that Henry's punishment is not a permanent one. He shall be let out once he's learnt his lesson." "And how long is that going to take?" asked Madison. The Fat Director shook his head. "I don't know. I really don't know." The Fat Director looked down at the ground. He lightly kicked the ballast with his foot. He was having trouble of his own. "In the meantime," he said, looking upwards again to address his engines, "I need you all to work extra hard. I know it won't be easy, and some of you may have to do jobs that you don't like, but it's all for the railway." "Does that mean that I get to pull trains for once?" asked Thomas cheekily. The Fat Director gave him a look, and Thomas went quiet. "I shall let you know if there are any changes to the timetable," the Fat Director went on. "In the meantime, you all best get some rest." And so the Fat Director left, leaving the engines not feeling any better. The next morning, the engines were still talking about Henry. Gordon, as usual, was being the loudest. "Fancy worrying over the absence of Henry," he declared rudely. "We'll be just fine without him. That engine has never done a hard day's work in his life." Madison was cross. She cared deeply for Henry. "You won't be saying that once they put you in a job that you don't like." "Oh, please," sniffed Gordon. "Henry had his uses, yes, but this latest stunt of his won't affect my timetable." "Just sticking a tunnel like Henry did. Well, you'd never catch me acting so foolish." Madison simply gave Gordon a disapproving look, but had no energy left to argue. With Gordon, there wasn't really much point. Later, Gordon's driver arrived. He had news for Gordon, news that the big engine was not happy about. "Do I have to?" he moaned pathetically. "Yes, you do," replied the driver sternly. "Edward and Madison are busy with their own work. Those other blue engines, though, what are their names? Tweedledum and Tweedledee, they're away. And as for Thomas, well, he's needed here." "Now, it's not far from here, and it's only one train," explained the fireman. "Now come on, we've got work to do." And so, without much of a choice, Gordon sulked away towards the open line. Gordon's job was collecting trucks of fish from a fishing village and bring them back to Vickerstown. There, an engine from the other railway would arrive to take them away. The fishing village was on a branch line that lay beyond the tunnel that Henry was shut up in. As Gordon went past, he shot Henry a dirty look. Henry peered out of the tunnel sadly. He wanted nothing more than to leave and pull his trains again. Poor guy. When Gordon arrived, he was hit with a strong odour, one that he had never smelt before. "Oh," he groaned. "What is that horrid smell?" "That be the fish," grinned a local fisherman. Gordon winced at the smell. The fisherman started to laugh at him. "Not used to the stench yet, eh, shitty boy?" Gordon just grunted. Gordon was soon turned around and headed back up towards the main line. He was not enjoying himself at all. The smell of the fish trucks made him rather ill. The grimy old fish fans thought it a great joke and laughed and sang all the way. Gordon just sulked as he slowly trundled along the line. "I can't believe these are the sort of jobs I'm doing," he grumbled. Presently, he reached Henry's tunnel yet again. Gordon puffed slowly through deep clouds of steam, trying his best not to be noticed. Henry, however, saw the whole thing. His eyes widened as he saw the big engine puffing round the bend with a trail of 14 fish fans behind him. Gordon slowly steamed into the dark tunnel, but he didn't come out the other side. Instead, Gordon went slower and slower. "What's happening? Why am I stopping? I can't get him to steam properly," cried the fireman. "He's doing this again," muttered the driver. "Come on, Gordon." "Oh, for goodness sake, I am trying," snapped Gordon, causing soot to sprinkle down off the tunnel roof. "It's those smelly trucks. If we can't get steam up, we'll have to get help," said the fireman. "I'll head to the signal box and call the yard. Fat director won't be happy." Gordon sighed. He had made a right fool out of himself. Then he heard something come from the other side of the tunnel wall. It sounded like laughing. "Oh, shut up, Henry!" "Make me." Unfortunately for Gordon, the engine to come to his rescue was Madison. She was quickly coupled up and took the train and Gordon down to Vickerstown. Once they arrived, an engine from the newly formed London, Midland and Scottish Railway, trucks going that 5 times, had arrived to take the fish tracks away. Madison ordered to shove Gordon back to the sheds. "Oh, so much for never sticking in tunnels, eh, Gordon?" She winked. Gordon just rolled his eyes and looked away in disgrace. Henry would soon be let out of the tunnel a few weeks later, where he returned to work as normal. However, he was only let out when Gordon burst his safety valve and could no longer pull the express. The fat director was not very pleased. "I never liked these big engines," he thought to himself.